But these techniques can be used for so there's sort of 7 basic steps, which are outlined here in your lovely little pamphlet. First is that you're going to season the meat, and that is going to give you any kind of sort of the base for any kind of flavoring to the meat. So today I have chosen specific seasonings that you can really use that to play with. Yeah, sort of a Christmassy spice that you're looking for. You do cloves and cinnamon and nutmeg. You can have a little sugar in there if you want a sweeter breakfast sausage. Today we're going to use some paprika, some fennel seeds, some black peppers, some garlic, a little salt, sugar, some red wine vinegar. And that just happens to be my particular way that I like seasoning wild boar sausage, but it's sort of a chance for you guys to play too. So if you were to ever make this at home, just really use it as a chance to experiment. So we're going to grind the meat as well as our second step. Before we put it through the grinder, it's important to freeze it. So I always love to put it into cubes, put it in the freezer, let it spend some time there. The grinder will heat up as it works, and so it becomes harder and harder to push that through the grinder. So that's why it's always great to start with frozen chunks of meat. Then you mix the meat once it's while it's still cold. It's important to kind of keep that temperature cold as you're mixing it. It'll become emulsified. You could do it with a paddle attachment and a mixer, but we're going to use our hands because this is all about getting your hands dirty, and I think it's great to feel the meat and really work with it with your hands. And as we work it, we're going to get it more and more emulsified. And we're going to be adding that back into the wild game meat because it's so lean, and so that's going to help you have that sort of mouth feel. Because wild animals are athletes and they're so muscle dense, they can taste sort of dry and sandy pretty quickly. So adding back fat will kind of create a nicer texture for when you're eating it. Then we're also going to soak casings because we're going to be stuffing the sausage. It's not just going to be ground meat. So I have been soaking these guys. You can buy these from a variety of places, including online. And this is the inside of a pig. These are pig intestines, and they've been cured. And I have been soaking these for about 30 minutes to rehydrate them and remove a lot of the salt. And this is what we're going to be putting our meat inside.
If you can't buy them, say you're 100 years ago, how would you taste the meat?
So 100 years ago, they would save the innards of their animals and literally use every piece of the insides as well. So they would use this exact same thing. This is literally about as old school as it gets. These days, when you say sausage, I always ask people, is it patties or is it links? Because oftentimes people will just serve you patties. I'm a link person. I like the texture of like slicing into a big link. You guys can pass this around if you want to see what it feels like. This is literally as old school as it gets. True intestines that have been cleaned out and repurposed to something usable and useful.
Tisha, if you have meat that you don't have extra fat, let's just say you didn't fill out your what should I have tapeworm issues?
What kind of fat? If you didn't have fat, is what you're saying?
Yeah, like maybe somebody gave you some scraps, but they didn't give you extra.
So if it's wild game scraps, then ideally I would go and buy pig fat. If you can't get chunks of pig fat, you can use lard. You could use spoons of lard. You could maybe try using ghee. I've never done that before. You could try to experiment. I just think it's pretty important to have that lard texture. There's just something about it that creates a really delicious, juicy sausage.
I found like really fatty pork belly.
Mm-hmm.
You can get pork belly anywhere, and it's just mostly fat. You're gonna get the fat.
Totally. Okay, so then we're going to stuff the casings, and that's going to happen on the same machine, and that's a really fun process that you really have to work together. It's a dance between the speed at which you're filling the casings and how quickly you're pushing the meat through and how quickly you're tying the links off as you're going, and then you have to prick them because there's going to be air bubbles in those links, and you don't want them to burst because sometimes you'll find that the sausage casings will burst if they have too much pressure and air in there. That's important too, and it's sort of a dance between getting the right consistency of sausage, the right density, the right amount of filling without overfilling it, without underfilling it. So you'll see we'll get to play with that a little bit, which is fun. And as we make the links, we'll decide how long we want them. About 6 inches. We'll pinch them, twist, and then fill again. Pinch them, twist, fill again. Sometimes what I do is I just do really one long tube, fill it all the way, and then I go along and I pinch and twist, pinch and twist. Animal, you got it, perfect. And then we're gonna hang the links, and hanging them allows them to dry out and cure a little bit. And the reason that's important is it just allows them to set. You know, when they're wetter, they become a little easier to burst. So we're gonna let them hang in a cooler while we do the rest of our wild boar hunting, and they'll be ready before we go. We can freeze them and pack them up for delicious meals. So our recipe here, we're gonna do a ratio of 4 to 1. So 4 parts of wild boar meat to 1 part of fat. And that's sort of the ratio that I personally like, just for the right balance of meat, fat, and mouthfeel. We're gonna do kosher salt. And I want us to try to double this recipe, or triple if we can, depending on how much meat we have to work with today. And we're gonna do this in stages, so we're gonna do this again tomorrow. So we'll make a good batch today, let it cure, we'll try again tomorrow. But what we'll do is we'll see what we've got. You guys will kind of work together on different stations and figure out, you know, how much do we have and how much are we gonna double this recipe. So we're gonna do kosher salt, 2 teaspoons of granulated sugar, 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. So one of you guys will be in charge of popping open those garlic cloves and mincing them. Then we have 2 tablespoons of fennel seed. You could toast it if you wanted. Sometimes I like to toast spices just to give it a little bit of a nutty flavor. Then we're going to do 2 teaspoons of ground black pepper, 2 tablespoons of sweet paprika, and then we're going to do a 1/3 cup of ice water when we are mixing, because that helps create an emulsification of the meat. And then we're going to add in a 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar. That gives it a nice acidity. So that's adding a little bit. And then we have our natural pork casings that we're going to use to fill. So it's that simple. So we've had our meat actually in the freezer already to help kind of get it ready to go through this grinder. So we're going to start together. We have a medium die and then a smaller die. We're going to start by pushing the meat through the larger die, the meat and the fat, into a bowl. And once we grind it, we're going to see if we want to put it in a die, just because you're putting a giant chunk of meat that's never been ground before. So you kind of do it in stages because you don't want to burn out your machine, because it works pretty hard grinding all that meat. So we're going to grind that meat through a medium die. We're going to alternate between fat and meat as we push it through, so that it naturally combines into the bowl as it pushes through. Then we're going to put all that meat into a larger bowl, and we're going to start to all of our ingredients. And we're going to really work it with our fingers and try to get it uniform in texture, uniform in all the ingredients, sort of being mixed perfectly throughout. And then we're going to, sometimes if you want to, taste it to make sure the balance is right, you can just sort of saute a little bit on it on top to see if the flavor is balanced to you. This one little device here, which is for pricking the casings to help with any air bubbles. And so you'll see as we're filling them that you'll see little pockets of air that need to be released. And so you'll just go along and go boop, 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 boop. It's kind of fun. And if you don't have one of these at home, you could use a needle. Just sterilize a sewing needle and just use that instead. Okay. So what I'd love to do is I'd love to put you guys sort of in groups here. But oftentimes you'll find that you don't get a lot of wild boar with that much fat, so it's nice to add in some other fat. So if I can have some people over here on the fat station, that would be really helpful. I'm going to work. Okay. I'll hand you some knives. And have you start. Okay. So just like do size like this. So we can go through the grinder. Right, and hand me someone on the grinder. I need people on the grinder actually. Yes. Sorry.
This is not the right knife for this.
Okay.
You need.
Let's get at least 2 or 3 people on the grinder. I'm gonna grab one.
I was looking.
Here's your bowl. Open up those Ziploc bags right there. Great.
How much garlic do you want?
Okay, so let's look at the recipe here. I can't remember what I called for on the garlic. Does it say on your recipe right there how much garlic? 2 teaspoons. 2 teaspoons? Great. Let's do 4 teaspoons to start, because I think we're going to double the recipe. Okay. I think we'll get you one more cutting board. I think what we'll do is
Little measuring cup. 1 cup.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
so here we
need,
go.
Here's a teaspoon.
these are wet.
Let me go see if I can.
Yeah, get
rustle
some
it.
paper towels.
Here, try like see if you can break something like that or stab at it. Yeah, it's less frozen. We're gonna start with the other one and see if that one cools off at all. You want it to stay relatively cold, but not. Here, Robin, here's a cutting board for you. Is it a good knife?
Yeah.
Oh,
Megan went inside too.
That's all we got. It's a little down too.
Megan went inside to get some paper towels.
Love it. Now, what I need one of you guys to do is measure so that we have a sense of what our ratios are. So start with, we're gonna do it like this. Here we go.
Put that in running water.
So that's
This is still a lot. Ideally, we want it to stay somewhat frozen, but somewhat, not a giant lump.
Can we run it under?
You can run it under like regular room temp water, and it'll probably loosen it. It won't be completely thawed, which is good. Okay. So
this is a rate fixer too.
here's how we'll do it. I want you to do this I want you to do some measurements to figure out how much our ratio is going to be. So let's see. We've got this. I want you to fill this up with. So we've got 2 of those. That's 4. So we want about half a bag of fat. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's going to be our ratio. Does that make sense to you? So 4 to 1? Yeah, so start by running this through here. And we're going to, once this is empty, fill it up with half fat. Yeah.
Was there a fly in that bowl?
It just flew in.
Oh, okay. Then it like just sort of sat there,
Oh, you think it has eggs?
as if it was like anesthetized or something. Look, I mean, look.
Oh, yeah, it's very calm.
Why is that?
Rob, a busman's holiday.
Strange, isn't it?
What?
Yeah, he's not jumpy at all.
All right, let's see.
Maybe his wings were dead.
Megan.
I've never seen that.
Okay.
And fill it up as much as you can. Like, be aggressive because you don't want the machine to run it out of like this should be full. This whole thing. Just add a ton of meat there. Yeah, that's perfect.
This is a fast process. Get at it. You're not angry enough or something.
Maybe move it out of the way so the meat can fall through. So you have stuff. Like push that so it's not. Yeah.
Good call. Ooh, this is a little cold. You want to try them a little bit? Yeah?
Rotate.
I run this in the water too, just to expose this.
It's a different noise. Shit, that half of that. I think that's what I heard. Yeah. Look at the come out of easy as
Yeah, that's not like warm water.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, you can even put wine.
That one or anyone else you had.
I might have one clean in the kitchen.
grinding.
Well, so the dyes are the different. So that's what you're using. Yeah. Okay. We might actually run this again. Run this through again.
Maybe get a knife. I would get a knife. Hey y'all, get a knife and use it like an ice pick.
Oh, that's a good idea. Can I grab a knife?
You can use that extra cutting board over there. And just pick it off like an ice pick.
Always look at knife. I don't remember running with scissors.
Not a bad idea. Let's use that cutting board and see if we can just cut it off. Throw the needle all super.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a lot frozen.
Very frozen.
I know. That's how it's fixing. Where they have an ice cream?
We have some soap and water down here.
Freezer must be 30 below.
Something. I went fast.
Ideally not the way you do it.
Do you want to see if they have an electric knife?
Like a red line.
That would be shocking.
We've got a nice
Will you
layer
hold
of
this?
fat.
Will you hold this? Just
Yes.
look at there.
Bowl's coming, Georgia.
What's that?
The bowl's coming. It's had to be washed.
I guess people.
The ball?
The bowl.
Bowl. Need like an ice pick.
What if we put that in a Ziploc and just run some cold water over for about 10 minutes?
Yeah, I think I might need some more water. We've been running water.
Yeah?
Okay.
It's just like,
We finished with the fat.
amazing.
Should loosen up.
It's just that just drop it on the floor like cold. Does anybody of you want to run this into the kitchen? Because there's no hot water out here, so we're going to run this in the kitchen.
Yeah, that was the
That'll help it up. Okay, so our next move, I think we should try vinegar and finer dye. Hot water, but I think it's worth it. Because I think, well, nice. We're gonna squish. Yeah, we're gonna squish. We might as well. Slightly finer grain sausage.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're like it's that strong.
So I can tell by feeling it. Like if you feel this right now, it feels a little bit lumpy. So we're gonna see. I mean, it might be too gooey texture and a better mouthfeel. So I'm rinsing off that bowl for you. In the meantime,
No, it's a little one.
so you just screw this guy off.
Here,
Ooh.
Electrical box came out of the wall.
That kid's after reading that. Some sort of knife contraption.
Plug it back in and turn it on
Yeah,
for a
you can
second.
plug it in and just turn it
It'll
on.
pop out?
It'll pop out.
That's a little hack that I just learned from you guys. Thank you.
We do this all the time.
Yeah.
We make a lot of sausage ourselves.
Do you?
Yeah, about 400
About
pounds a year.
400 pounds a year.
Oh my. Whoa.
How many times?
About 400 pounds a year.
Jeez, that's wild.
What's your
Just
favorite
for
kind to
ourselves.
make?
Per
Yeah.
person.
What's your
makes
favorite kind to
400, I
make?
make 400.
Oh wow.
Favorite kind of sausage?
Just deer.
Deer.
Yeah, deer.
Deer meat.
Deer and pork.
Alright, let's clean this up a little bit.
Which section of the hog would you make for shooting?
So, she
Pork
was
belly?
typically made from the back haunch. I've done prosciutto from duck, I've never done it from wild boar.
What would you like to do?
Right there on the, right there, right there.
Alright, I didn't introduce myself in January. I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, the nachos
It
are
should be at the bottom.
bottom. Wait. So once you're doing that, you're going to try line item.
What do you want?
So we need that bowl actually.
She could use a smaller bowl.
Okay, it has the intestines in it though. It has the casings in it. Okay.
Now you have to get rid of it. Is there a garbage out there?
There we go.
That's nice. Oh, you got it? Okay. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it would be delicious.
Was yours the other one? I saw it as I was walking up room. Does it have a longer cord?
I doubt it. I'm trying to shoot this way. Yeah. Perfect.
this one's about to go good. I've been going, there's been one viewer for about 30 minutes.
try something. We're gonna do.
Some with the course and some with the
Yeah, exactly. Because I think. Yeah. And then I think we're gonna take some of the whatever's still on. Have we gone yet?
I wouldn't use the full just for the shade.
I know. That's what I was like. So it's like you can go there like okay.
What should we do?
I'm gonna have you guys make.
So we can take some of that out of there and put it on the top.
That's fatty enough. So what I want to do is have a coarse version and a fine version, and we'll just have two bowls at the front. Okay. So. Oh no. Processing's not very fine.
salt is just salt, so I can put it out there. I think she was prepared to be a rough sport.
Yeah, exactly. And then I need things here. Run water through them to make sure there's no holes. I'm going to show you guys how that works. These are cut into different size lengths. So for example, here's one right here. The large one over there. Here you go. So you can see that's the bottom of it. So what I'm going to do is I take this. Maybe it's like a light lunch. See, something.
Like another 30 minutes or so?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Is it? Okay. So here we go. You gotta get this on the faucet end.
Like a water balloon.
Exactly. So you wrap that around.
Like I'm familiar with this.
Water balloon animal.
See how this is filling up? Oh my goodness. So you're seeing if there's any holes in it.
That's the intestine.
Is it pretty? Are they pretty tough?
Yeah, you don't want to have a sausage that will burst.
You're gonna put pinpricks in it anyway, it says an air bubble and stuff, but a pinprick is.
So the thing is that when you stuff it, when we stuff it, what'll happen is if there's a hole in it, it'll burst when we're stuffing it. So it's better to cut it out now so we know what size lengths we have to work with. So that is so cool. Let's see if there's anything coming out. It's not a high water pressure situation, but so far it looks good. All right, so this one looks good.
Yeah, I know. Cool.
Okay.
Nylon. Yes.
So I'm gonna have
Stuff.
you do that for the rest of these. How are you doing on the sausage?
Like,
Someone want to help you with the red wine vinegar? Sure. And can you take a bottle of water to the ice water?
it is kind of like anything. It's like real.
Is it a quarter cup of red wine vinegar? Or half cup? So you're gonna do a third of each bowl.
Pepper and the paprika.
No,
maybe
we're
if you
not.
would
We're
help
splitting
her
it back
by
up.
opening them up so that she can just add them to the sink. So what you'll do is find the opening and then hand it to her. I'll let you guys know.
Yeah, I already. Okay. Yeah, and then.
Now ready for liquid.
Yeah.
So satisfying.
Yeah, so you guys can put like the water and red wine vinegar and here, and then I'll.
Yeah.
Are we putting this one too?
No, we're gonna do one for
One. Okay.
This one looks like more.
Yeah.
Than that.
Well, it's because it didn't get like squished into a tiny little spaghetti. It might be a little bit more. We might have something more powerful. Let's find out. As you can tell, I'm not a proficient.
Yeah. With sausage, it's just like.
Yeah, you can do the next one. Very satisfying.
So you guys want one?
Yeah, sure.
So
tell me.
2 teaspoons.
I feel like oh, there's a hole.
Oh no.
Yeah. And oh shit.
Wherever the hole is, just cut it right there. Yes. Right there.
It's like right on there. Closer to her finger, yeah.
That. We can touch the other side.
Here, a little more. Cut out.
And then those are two.
Yeah, there should be center. Okay. Oh yeah, we need 2 tablespoons of fennel. Okay.
Yeah, so
We need. So I think this one's good to go.
and 2
So then that goes in there.
yeah.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
yeah. Slippery little devil.
Yeah.
We'll get all the hands in there to start really mixing it well.
Shorty. That's the shorty, yeah.
Find a leak early on.
You got a leak? Oh yeah, okay.
Oh, you got water?
You guys are cut right here? Or do I see? So I cut
No, it's
there.
1/4 of a cup.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then 3/4 of a cup fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one's good.
Okay.
This one did not finish.
And then do we mix?
The mix very, very well.
Or did you just put that?
No, George's arm is firm. I think that makes sense.
Yeah, you're right. I don't see it.
I was gonna say this is really puffy.
Sleeping?
Yeah, that's what
I don't see anything, yeah.
Dangerous.
You filled up, so I think you're okay.
Which one, that one?
And if there takes us left, I'm not sure if we'll stand with it. Anyone else want to try this? Got it. Yeah. I want to just practice stuffing and the balloon animal part is really fun.
Yeah, you should get in here.
So take the freezer.
Yeah.
To balloon it a little.
Guys, don't let me forget that I left my right there.
Oh,
Right up there.
oh, I thought it was in there and I'm like, what?
I smell like vinegar.
No. That needs to be right, sorry. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna put this in. Okay.
They're good.
Yeah. Come on, get on through. Okay. Yeah, I think we made it.
made bread. Yeah. You gotta blow it up.
Yeah, just make sure that no.
No, those are. Oh, sorry, we're gonna dump them in.
If there's a hole, then we'll cut around it.
I'm gonna like slap you to death, but I need to tell me.
Hey, what?
Okay. Sorry, there's no easy. Back in. Okay. I just hit you. We can take turns. It like gets a little numbing, right? Yeah. Is it big? I just know. Yeah. Okay. Wanted to hit someone today. Might as well be, you know.
All right.
It's okay. Yeah. Because your employee go there, they think all the spices are mixed. Oh, 14 minutes. Yeah, she's the weekly.
But it's okay. So guys, I'm gonna show you how to put the sausage casing on.
Oh, cool.
Okay. So
This is looking pretty good over here.
Look at
If
that.
you're ready
So
to.
that's-
great,
that's
yeah,
for-
bring it on over. Okay, so what you do is you slip it right on this cone, and then you gather it all up with your hands. Why are my hands working today? It's too slippery. That's great.
That one's ready.
There.
It's done here, Georgia, but I'm gonna like.
Great, bring it on over.
Very tedious process.
So you gotta center it. The key to center is centering.
Yeah. Intestines.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
For what?
For condoms.
They did?
They made
Oh.
They make one. They still make them.
Yeah.
Wait, what? I am like obviously not informed enough.
Comprehensive pioneer.
Do you know what you're putting inside your body? Do you
For our
know?
next workshop, we'll be making lambskin condoms.
Doing open house.
DIY.
And I'm just like, I will not be held responsible for any failures. That's not 100%. Oh, so you have a thingy.
She threatens that she has now.
Almost.
Can't feel them anymore, so I guess we'll just.
Keep mushing.
Yeah. I just want to take this and saute it up.
I'm gonna like make some patties.
Like hash?
Yeah. Yeah. By the time I get to this point, I'd be like, okay, I'm over this process. Oh, yeah. Well, somebody, right there. This is gonna go on budget. Yeah. The code is 565.
Here we go. All right, so let's plug this guy in. All right, so I'm gonna switch spots with you.
Okay.
If you want to put this in for me, and I'll show you guys the beginning process, and then someone can take over.
Smile.
So I have a little bit of dangling happening right here.
Reservoir tip.
Reservoir tip right here.
That's just.
Okay, now we're gonna start.
I feel like it's like it's sucking it back up when I pull it. You know?
That for her.
Yeah.
This is quite a.
Condom making. Is that what we're doing tomorrow?
Yeah, we're doing sheepskin condoms tomorrow.
Oh yeah. I'm like, well. It just felt like it kept getting pushed down and then getting stuck back up.
I like actually sit on this, stand on the chair.
Yeah, that's, I'm trying to like step it down.
I've never sucked on mine. I don't know. I don't know why you.
Let's see what happens. I think this will work.
Georgia, do you have one of these?
Yeah.
No, I was going to make them, and then somebody stole all of my casings to try to make bowstrings out of them.
That's fair. Oh.
Because that's problems in my house.
All right, let's try one more time. Okay. Plug it in. There we go. Plugged. Surgery. massage it so they're more than filled it up.
Big one.
But it won't come out.
Perfect, Judy. Let's try that in half.
Got it. Amazing. Hold it up. Let's see.
Well done.
It looks great. Yeah. Now we'll hang it to cure. So I think what we'll do now is we'll go wash up, relax, do lunch, and we can always stuff more of this later. I think we're all probably a little weary from before we go on our next hunt. I don't want to kill you.
I wouldn't mind doing some of this if you want to get it done.
I would help you.
I'm just saying, like, if it's helpful.
I don't need a break, but I also nobody should feel like they need to stay. Like people who want to
do
take
it
a
for
break,
another
take a break. But
15 minutes or something, and
Okay,
then get her done.
So go get some food. If you guys want to go relax, go relax. Or if you get a shower, whatever you want to do. And then if you want to fill this up with me, Marissa, we can do that.
Let's just do it.
Great.
It might help if you got one of those chairs and like stood on it. I find like having a little height helps when you're pushing.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's too high right now. And
There's no end.
Yeah.
There's an X.
Can we do the date? Of course. Yeah.
I'm setting this up.